Franklin D. Roosevelt said, "The only limit to our realizations of tomorrow will be our doubts of today." My name is Amit More. I'm a human behavior specialist and ancient leadership sutra expert. See, often we get doubts, all of us, and often we doubt ourselves only. And what happens? We hesitate to do the things. We hesitate to take an action. So doubt causes hesitation. You see? And someone may ask, how should we remove the doubt? The doubt has to be removed by just doing the thing, by just doing the action. Initially, it may be imperfect. You may not even be certain of the results, but just do it. Because the universe is designed in such a way that it rewards for your actions. And if you have the right intent behind that, your actions, certainly you'll be rewarded for that action. I would like to discuss with you a very instructive verse from the Subhashita. Let's recite that verse. विस्मयः सर्वथा हेयः प्रत्युः सर्वकर्मणाम् तस्मात् विस्मयं सृज्य साध्यसिद्धिर्विधीयताम्. You can see how doubts are the real dangers for us. At times you can ask questions because question is a sign of intelligence. But if the question becomes and remains as doubts, it may become a biggest hurdle. One of the greatest obstacles that hinders all the humans from progressing productively is self-doubt. It's very common nowadays, one may feel that, whether I'm doing this right, whether I'll be successful or not, whatever. These are all symptoms of self-doubt. And one has to come out of it. Otherwise, it will be very dangerous for oneself. And that's why there has to be some solutions as well on this. And self-doubt can not only harm us psychologically, but also at an emotional level, at a physical level, at our spiritual well-being, in our relationships, everywhere it affects. And that's why it has to be resolved. But before even resolving it, we should understand what are the harms that we're going to get, so that we will be able to say no to the self-doubt and act in that situation rather than not putting in any action. So let's start with the first danger that it causes. The self-doubt weakens our self-will. So self-will is one of the strongest gifts that we have inherited from the Lord. And being able to determine whether the things to do or not to do, and based on that making the decisions, is not the ability that all the creatures have got. It's what we as humans have got uniquely. And the self-doubt becomes even more dangerous when it seeks encouragement and excuse. See, when it seeks encouragement, we lose our self-esteem itself. Because even the bravest or the most successful people have not even got that encouragement. They need it and they have never got it. But we who seek it may lose our own self-esteem to do something. On the contrary, one who seeks excuse, may eventually have to shake hands with failures. And he may not rise again, which ultimately crushes your self-will completely. And that's why self-doubt should be completely eradicated by not seeking more encouragement or giving more excuses. We just have to go ahead doing our own actions on what we have planned for or decided for or what we are good at. That's how it goes. Danger number 2. Self-doubt breeds procrastination. Could self-doubt may really be the reason for procrastination? See, initially when the procrastination starts, it may be not so much harmful. But as the self-doubt enters in that, one may start, telling oneself, okay, let me do this little later. And then the cycle of procrastination starts, which is a never-ending cycle. And, it makes us, end up doing nothing basically. We do nothing out of it. Hesitation is one of the grandchild of self-doubt. Once you start hesitating for doing one thing, you may start procrastinating that particular thing. And then eventually what happens? You miss out on opportunity only because of the procrastination. And eventually you find an excuse also to justify yourself that you're right. And that's how it goes. Danger number 3. It opens you up to regret and self-pity. See, when you fail at something, it's natural to feel emotional about it. And the emotional feeling often associated with failure is fear, disappointment, regret, anger, and pain. Self pity and regret will exactly do the opposite. By allowing the self doubt to come inside us, we are allowing the least helpful emotions, that is self pity and regret, to follow the failure to take control over ourselves. And what do they do? Regret actually makes us, feel that, you should wish that, you hadn't started. And self pity will prevent you to move ahead. And that's why if in order to prevent the self doubt, you should actually not allow the breeding of these two lower emotions, that is self pity and regret, because they will actually pull you down completely. Fourth danger, the self doubt kills personal growth. See, self doubt prevents us from experiencing our own personal growth. We often experience our greatest moments of our personal growth and fulfillment when we actually give freedom to ourselves, to perceive what we are good at, what we have the abilities and the talents, and actually we do take actions on them. And we don't fear about the failure, and also think about what others people will think about it, because we have that desire, desire without any doubt in ourselves. We are very confident about it. But at the same time, when we allow the self-doubt to creep in, when we doubt our own abilities, our own talents, our own skills, then we are consciously preventing ourselves from experiencing that personal growth. You see, self-doubt is so dangerous that it actually stunts your growth altogether. So the fifth danger is self-doubt hinders creativity. See, creativity is one of the most natural resources, because creativeness brings out the very potential what we have within. Creativity makes us do the things which are completely out of the box. They make unfavorable situations favorable. Creativity has abundant, you can say, energy in it. And what does self-doubt do? Self-doubt shuts down our creativity instinct itself. It makes us question the rationality of our own ideas only. And it completely makes us think that, what we are doing, is it really right and will it benefit others? It also prevents you from being bold enough to put your ideas or present your ideas what they are. And at its worst, it makes you completely blind to see a way forward. That's how the self-doubt actually acts. It is like a big demon which actually brings a complete shutdown to your whole existence itself. So that's why, my dear friends, self-doubt is very, very dangerous. Conclusively, I would suggest that we should try our level best to prevent it by taking some action plans. Let's do it. Let's do an exercise. List down all the self-doubt. So write down how the self-doubt has weakened your self-will. How the self-doubt, write down in the description that which activity the self-doubt has weakened your self-will. Which activity you had planned which has breeded the procrastination. Which activity that you had planned had aroused the regret and self-pity for your own self. Write down which has killed your personal growth, which activity you have planned as per your abilities and that has actually killed your personal growth. And also write down what activity you are planning to do and that had hindered your creativity. Just list it down. List down all the possibilities there and give the possible solutions to each one of them, so that you will be able to envision that how self-doubt is actually enveloping you and hindering you from going ahead. We should completely not allow breeding self-doubt within us by properly taking actions. We just have to do the things, not just think about it, whether I should do it or not. No. Even if you do whatever actions, they are imperfect initially, it may be okay, but those little imperfect actions will lead to perfections eventually. And these imperfect actions will also teach you many lessons on your journey to your success. I wish you all the best in your journey of your leadership, and I wish you all the best to face this greatest danger of self-doubt very boldly, and fight against it, battle against it, and don't allow to breed it within you. I thank you so much. Signing off, Amit More. Cheers, God bless.